I know for me and so many of you, this is the time of year to get excited to see the best of the best shows at the IX Center. The great big Home and Garden Show just wrapped up on the 13th, and the Auto Show just 3 days away. That kicks off on Friday. But after COVID threatened a permanent closure, a game-changing company stepped in last September to make sure we will still have our moments there and not just our memories.
It was at that moment that we realized how important this convention center was to the community.
That moment, just 3 months ago, the Christmas Connection. The first show at the IX Center under new ownership and management after it was shut down due to the pandemic in September of 2020. Industrial Realty Group taking over the lease from Park Corporation, who had operated the space since 1985. So you realize how important it is, but I guess at the end of the day, why do it?
We've really made a name for ourselves for adaptive reuse of existing facilities. So while we've never operated a convention center before, this type of real estate acquisition is very much right up our alley.
A new start on a year marking a special anniversary for the structure.
80 years of history in this space. So dating back to World War II, we were building parts for the B-29 bombers. We moved into Korean and then the Vietnam War, and now we're starting a new chapter.
It all starts this spring with a facelift to be complete by October. As 3 News first told you last month, the Ferris wheel will be removed to make way for 2 functioning exhibit halls that could be operating at the same time. They will right-size the building facing east, and about 1 million of the 2.2 million square feet of the building will be leased out for industrial or warehouse space. They also plan to make use of the property's 159 acres, much of which is outside.
We also have grassy areas. We have the overhang. Food trucks can be out there. People can be throwing cornhole bags and just really having a fun festival. And we are looking at shows to come in and bring that type of event here to Cleveland.
So now to the big question. Which of their popular annual shows will be back?
So cool, so fun. If you're not here, you're the only one.
But now you won't be the only one.
The one show that's not returning for this calendar year is the IX Indoor Amusement Park. It's been a fan favorite for decades. Doesn't mean that it won't come back in the future. We just don't have a home for it this year. I know Cleveland loves that jingle. So if we could get that back on the air again, we would love to.
IRG is not operating the shows. They have brought in professional management company Spectra for that role, and indeed have most of the popular shows on the calendar.
You'll continue to see a lot of your favorites, the home and garden, the bridal, RV, boat and auto shows.
Plus, the next wave of events is already embracing the future.
We are right now going to contract with a cannabis expo. We are also going to contract with the Cleveland Gaming Classic, which would be exciting to bring gamers into the building.
And they're hoping it's a game changer for the surrounding area and for Northeast Ohio.
Bringing more people to the site, I think bringing more jobs to this facility, I think is exciting and is a win for Cleveland. And I think it's important for Clevelanders to know that we are open for business. We plan on staying here for a long time. And Michelle told me IRG is not the type of company that comes in, redevelops, and flips. They are usually in for the long haul. Now, keep in mind, the city of Cleveland owns the IX Center, leasing to IRG. It's the 9th largest convention center in the nation. A lot of things stand out there for me. Obviously, saving the building, right? With the pandemic, it was shut down for a year. But
that's huge.
Right, but they want it to be more of a destination location. Bring in more people, hotels, restaurants. They'd like to build more around it. That's what she's getting at. We'll see if that happens. But that's a big thing, because it already has a big economic impact on the city, but they'd like it obviously to be
And there
more.
is a lot of space to build around.
And over the years, we've talked about how valuable that land is right there. I mean, right next to the airport. So I know that we've talked in the past about, do they expand the airport on some of that property? Are there hotels that go up there? I mean, it has so much potential right there. So it was sad to see it just kind of falter.
Yeah.
Right.
And think about outside too as well. You know, she talked about in there about the possibilities with all of that land outside. And you might see the motorcycle show or RVs or more things outside. You can use the outdoor land for the shows as well.
Yeah. So many things are going outside.
I mean, I
because the
remember
world
back
has
at
changed.
I think it was maybe the garden show, or maybe it was the auto show, but they would have food trucks set up outside.
Yeah.
Even in that space at the time.
Yeah.
And speaking of outside.
Right. So cool, so fun.